Understanding our history is not just important to women. It's important to everybody. We define what our goals are and what we think is possible to reach in our lives by the stories we inherit about people who came before us, who are like us.
And then, because I knew her, some wonderful stories about going to do research for this book in the South, where she would tell about getting off a train in a small town and getting into a taxi and saying, I want to be taken to that church, which was an African-American church in this small outskirts of the small town, and the taxi driver saying, oh, ma'am, you don't want to go there. And Gerda saying, oh, yes, I do.
And the government brought up these howitzers, artillery pieces, on a hill opposite it and shot into the housing project. And there were women and children in those apartments. That's when I became politically active, because they were shooting at civilians, the government.
And I sometimes say that women inhabit an alternate reality. And I think it's really true, because the reality that comes from living in the skull, the clamped-on helmet of patriarchy, is very convincing. It's like the film The Matrix. You know, you really think that this is real, but it is not who you are.
And that drive to be heard, she will be heard. That drive to be heard, the sense that being heard, having a voice, validating, speaking the truth of one's own experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, is survival. That survival is a form of resistance to inequality. That fuels the need for women's history.
Some of the earliest examples undoubtedly are the female mystics who proclaimed for themselves a direct connection with the divine.
Right. They contradicted that teaching that God does not speak to women, and they contradicted it in the most emphatic way by saying, God spoke to me.